Hello, my brothers. Hello, my sisters. How you doing this night? Your brother Tony is in the house. Welcome to the dinner table, my brothers and sisters. Go ahead and invite some more family members and friends to the dinner table because I got some good food for the soul, and you need to really be in at the dinner table tonight to get some of this good nutrition tonight. If this is your first time at the dinner table, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Tony M. Toomer, and I talk on relationships. When I talk on relationships, I talk about the relationship between that of a man and a woman from a biblical perspective. When you go to the book of Genesis, the very first book of God's word, it tells you, it's documented God's intention when it comes to a relationship between that of a man and a woman. So this is what I'm going to expound, not explain to you tonight. And I hope that you brothers and sisters, you really are ready to get this good food for the soul. I'm on two different platforms. I'm on the book and I'm on the tube. Those of you that are on the book, I may make some comment to those that are on the book, and vice versa. Those you on the book, I may make some comment to those on the tube. You may not see their comments, but I will call out the name and tell you what was said. I mean, what they got down here. So, my brothers and sisters, we're at the dinner table and it's family time. If you want to share your thoughts or ask questions, you can do it while we're at the dinner table because we're family here. So we're going to share ideas. You may disagree, you may not disagree, but we're going to do it in a respectful way because we're family here, okay? And I see that Sister Tierra, she is at the dinner table. How you doing tonight, sister? And I see that Sister Mo Marie, she's at the dinner table. Thank you. Come on in, brother. Come on in, sister, because you're going to like this, what's on the menu for tonight. With that said, when we look at the menu, what we got cooking tonight? God divine design for a man and a woman in the relationship. This is what we're going to talk about at the dinner table tonight. God designed for a man and woman in a relationship. Now, when you look at this world, the world have a different spin on the relationship between a man and a woman. Anything basically go. Any A man could do whatever he choose to do. A woman could do what she choose to do. But is it God's way? How you doing, sister? Gerald Hall. She said, I'm at work now, but I just received the notification. So I'm at the dinner table. Hello, brother Tony family. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? So have you, brothers, have you, sisters, ever thought about this? When it comes to a relationship, have you ever wondered why God created the man and the woman in a different way? Yet he created the man and woman to be one. Now just think about it. God created the man and woman in a different way or differently, but yet he created the man and woman to be one. When God created the world, my brothers and sisters, God have already always been in existence. Okay, just keep that in mind. God has always been in existence. When you listen to scientists and everything, they're gonna be talking about billions and billions of years. That's not true. The world been basically in existence for, when you do the chronicle part, we could say that the earth been here for about a little over 7,000 years. Okay. So don't listen to that scientist stuff. When you look at it from the biblical standpoint, the world, when I say the world, the earth been here as far as man go, a little over 7,000 years. With that said, God had a plan. God wanted to have fellowship. So God decided, when I said God, we're talking about God the Father, we'll talk about God the Son, and we talk about God the Holy Spirit, decided to create what is called man and woman. After God created everything on the earth, he created the man first. Then he proceeded on to create the woman. So we're going to go to God's word first, and we're going to read a passage. We're going to go to Genesis 2, and we're going to go to 18. Genesis 2, 18. And the Lord God said, it is not good for man should be alone. I will make him a helpmeet for him. And out of the ground the Lord God formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air and brought them to Adam. See what the Lord did? He had created everything. Everything was set before he created Adam. And when he created Adam, he brought all the fowls of the air. And it said, and whatsoever, and all the animal. And it said, whatever Adam called them, that was the name thereof. And Adam gave names to all of the calves and to the fowls of the air and to every beast of the field. But for Adam, there was not found a helpmeet for him. For Adam, there was not found a helpmeet for him. And the Lord God caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept. And he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh thereof. And the rib which the Lord God had taken from the man made he a woman, and brought her unto the man. And Adam said, not the Lord, but Adam said, now this is bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman because she came from man. Now God allowed Adam to name the woman Eve. He said, a woman. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. They both were naked, the man and his wife, and were not ashamed. Now, my brothers and sisters, I know you probably haven't heard of this part before, but I'm going to tell you something. This is a little off the record, but I'm going to get back to the topic. And I know you all haven't read this or not. You haven't read this, but this kind of off the topic, okay, a little bit. This is undocumented, but this is what I heard. This is what I heard. And it's a thing that was called Adam gets the head up. So Adam, and somebody said this, it was not me, I heard it, okay? It said that Adam, after he had named all the animals and everything, and before the Lord put him to sleep, this is what I heard now. It said that an angel showed up to Adam. And when the angel showed up to Adam, the angel said, heads up, Adam, I got something to talk to you about. So Adam said, what is it? And then the angel said, well, the heads up, Adam, is this, that I know you have named all the animals. You named male and female. And I noticed that you had that alone feeling. But guess what? And the angel looked around like that and said, come here, Adam, I need to tell you something. So Adam came up close to the angel, and the angel said, there's going to be someone that's going to be just like you. And Adam said, someone, what does it do? And then the angel said, it's not an it, it's a she. And then Adam said, a she? What is a she? And then the angel said, it's a she that's going to be coming. And when this she comes, she going to really blow your mind. And Adam said, is she going to blow my mind? He said, I just named all the animals. I know that it was a male and a female? And the angel said, yeah, but it's going to, you called the she a it, but it's a she. And then Adam said, tell me more, tell me more. And so the angel said, when you see her, she's going to be very beautiful. And when you go around her, she's going to be smelling real good. When you finish out there cultivating the lawn and you come into the house, she's going to have the house real clean. When you come in, she's going to have a big smile on her face. She's going to have the food cooked. And then she's going to tell you to get comfortable. And when you get comfortable, Adam, you're going to be sitting in your chair. And she's going to bring the newspaper to you so you can read what's going on. And after you eat all your meal and stuff, and after she's going to put the children to sleep. And after she put the children to sleep, she's going to come and sit at your feet, Adam. And she's going to look up in your face and she's going to say, what else can I do to please you? And then Adam said, oh, yeah, that's what she's going to do? And the angel said, yeah, that's what she's going to do. And then Adam, you know how men are, then the men start thinking, okay, it's something to this. And Adam said, how much would this cost me? That's what Adam said. How you doing, Sister Flo? Welcome to the dinner table. So Adam said, how much would this cost me? And then the angel said, well, it's gonna cost your arm and a leg. And Adam thought about this. If this she gonna come in, it's gonna cost me, but it's gonna cost me an arm and a leg. So Adam said, that's a steep price for a woman. And then Adam said, how much of this woman can I get for a rib? Think about that. Let that soak in. How much of the woman that I can get for a rib? So now back to the story. After Adam got his head up from the angel, then the real story, God called a deep sleep to come upon Adam. And when he called it deep sleep to come upon Adam, this is God's divine nature for a man and a woman. When God brought the woman to the man, he had put a deep sleep on Adam. And he took one of the ribs and closed the flesh thereof. Now, listen to this. Adam, on a serious note, Adam was very, very conscious that he was alone. He was conscious. When Adam looked at all the animals, he really looked at them in detail and he noticed a difference. He noticed that there were not two male donkeys. He noticed there was a male donkey and a female donkey, a male dog, a female dog, and so on and so forth. So when Adam seen this woman, that's when he made the statement, bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. So Adam was able to identify when God brought this being to him. How you doing, Sister Pamela Pilo? When God brought this being to him, she was made just like him, but she was created differently. You see, Adam had a unique relationship with God, but God was the one that said it's not good for man to be alone. Even though God had a unique relationship with Adam, God is the one that said it's not good for man to be alone. You see, Adam had a spiritual relationship with God, but he needed someone that he could relate to on his level. So that's why God created the woman to be the helpmate for Adam. And then God was the one that brought Eve to Adam. If you look at it, God was the one that brought Eve to Adam. Adam did not go running or looking for a woman. Neither did Eve go looking or running after a man. So God designed for a man and a woman is this. Now I have a question for you, my brothers and sisters. Who is the greatest in a relationship? Is the man the greatest in a relationship, or is the woman the greatest in a relationship? The answer to that is both are greater. A man is great as being only a man, and a woman is great only as being a woman. A man was created strictly to be a man. A woman was created strictly to be a woman. God is a God of order, my brothers and sisters. So when you look at the book of Genesis and you compare it to how this world is ran, how the world is ran when it comes to a relationship, it is totally against God. You see, God, a divine original plan for man and woman was when God brought Eve to Adam. If you notice this, my brother and sister, he brought one woman to that man. So what does that imply? If God brought one woman to that man, and this is God's pattern, because remember when he created Adam and Eve, it was perfect at that time. It was complete. So when you look at the book of Genesis, that's the pattern of a relationship. Even though when Adam and Eve did what they did, it got out of whack. But God's original plan, and there's no confusion, God did not bring a man to Adam. Just think about it. Did God bring a man to Adam? If God would have brought a man to Adam, it would have been better if Adam go and play with some monkeys or something. It was not natural. It was not natural. He brought a woman to a man. Did God bring women to a man? He could have, but was God's original plan for a man to have women, multiple women? He didn't, even though Adam was perfect, he actually designed a man to actually be serious, committed, and in a covenant relationship with one woman. So look at the order. God is a God of order, not confusion. So when he brought Adam to Eve, that was his signature, and that was a complete way of how God would like for a relationship to be. As of today, my brother and sister, the pattern back in the Garden of Eden is the same pattern here today, even if the world is corrupt. So when God brings a woman to a man, he brings one woman to a man. Now, I know a lot of you seen where men have had several women in a relationship. God allowed a man to exercise his free will. But like I told you all last night, every time a man deal with multiple women, he's going to have problems. It's going to be taxing on the head, the mind. It's going to be taxing on the emotions. It's going to be taxing on the body. It's going to be taxing financially. From the mind, if a man deal with more than one woman, he cannot, and I have said this before, a man is not created to deal with multiple women on the same level. It's going to always be one woman that has the head up on the other woman. So like I said last night at the dinner table, if a woman is in a relationship with a man and it's another woman, the question is, what place are you in? Even if there are two women in this man's life, both of them are not going to be on the same level. That man is going to have more attention, pay more attention to one than the other. And if it's two women and they know about one another, they're going to be able to tell who got that man, who is the apple of that man's eye. So God's original plan was for a man to have a woman, not women plural. Even though a man may have a desire to have different women, the natural origin is one woman. Now, the natural order is God going back to a man. God did not create a man to be with a man. I know some people are not going to like what I'm talking about tonight. They're not going to like it. But if you don't like it, I'm just going by what I read in God's word. And I stand on God's word. In the beginning of time, when God put Adam to sleep, when Adam woke up, God did not bring a man to Adam. And neither did he create a woman first and brought another woman to a woman. He didn't do it. God is a God of order. Now, my brother and sister, a man and a woman, to please God, that man and that woman must understand that they are different, but yet they were created to be one. Brothers, a woman does not think like you. She is created differently than you. Sisters, a man does not feel like you. He's different than you. One point, men mostly operate on logic, minus the feelings. Women mostly move by their feelings. So, brother, you got to understand this. You look at a situation probably from a logical point of view with little emotions. Women look at a situation by their feelings with the logic part secondary to the feeling. Is it wrong or is it right? It's not wrong. You see, when God created the man and the woman, the man has strengths and the man have a weakness. The woman has strength and she has weakness. So when God bring the right man and the woman together, because the Bible clearly say that the man that findeth a wife findeth for good things and obtain favor from God. That's what the Bible say. Don't go by what these scientists and all these other people say. You either going to believe what God say or you're going to believe what the world say. I choose to believe what God say, my brothers and sisters. So when God bring a man and a woman together, they are different. So, brothers and sisters, you have to exercise your wisdom, your knowledge, your understanding, discernment when it comes to dealing with a member of the opposite sex. There's not one man that understands a woman completely. Any man that claims that he knows a woman completely or all the ways of a woman, he is a liar. If he's north, go west. I mean, if he's north, go south. If he east, go west. You don't want to hear it. Any woman, sister, that tells you that they understand the complete makeup of a man, she's a liar. If she west, you go east. If she's south, you go north. Not one man or not one woman after Adam and Eve can claim that they know the other gender completely. The only way a man could know and empathize with a woman, and the only way a woman can really understand and respect a man more is that man and that woman has to have some type of foundation. And the foundation, that man and that woman to have a relationship, it's a triune relationship. It is imperative, it is and it's possible, it's very possible if the man and woman allow the Lord to come into their relationship. Because at the beginning of a relationship, there has to be a foundation. The question is, brother and sister, what you going to put your foundation on? First thing, my brother, you need to have a unique relationship with the Lord minus the woman, whether she there or not. Sister, you have to have a unique relationship with the Lord, whether a man is there or not. Once you both have a relationship with God, you must, and it's very vital that you have the Lord in the midst of your relationship. If you want to go into uncharted territory that will blow your mind, you need to bring the Lord into your relationship, because you need something steady, and the steadiness is the foundation, and that's the Lord. Now you understand, brother, listen to this. When you dealing with a woman, you have to, and I always say this, you have to be taught. You have to be guided. You have to be shown what's inside that body of a woman, which is her soul. Sister, the same thing. You have to be taught, shown, and guided because that man has a soul. Most men and women of the world, they go by superficial stuff, what's on the outside. But the man and woman that's on the inside. Going back to this before I come to where I'm going with this. If a man have more than one woman, remember what I said this at the beginning. Brother, if you have more than one woman, and you can't please all of them, but there's some of you that think you could please all women, you're going to shortchange one of them. You're going to shortchange one of them. And women are emotional. You got to understand that. You cannot have no game plan on how to deal with different women. It's going to mess up your mind, brother, when you're dealing with more than one woman, especially when you're trying to please both of them. You cannot do it. They're going to come to you with different things because they have emotional need. You can't understand one, first of all. So how are you going to understand two? Your mind is going to be divided. Your mind is going to be divided. You got emotion, brother, and your emotion going to be going up and down because when you're dealing with a woman, you got to understand she's a human. So she's going to have pluses and minuses. She's going to have good days and she's going to have bad days. You may deal with one woman, she got a good day. Then you have to deal with the other, she got a bad day, and vice versa. So what you going to do? Sister Hall said, in this generation, some who practice polygamy and say men can have more than one woman, side women, and concubine like King Solomon in the Bible. However, King Solomon could afford them. You made a good point, Sister Hall, but let me tell you about King Solomon. King Solomon is documented that he had 1,000 women. He had 700 wives and 300 princes or concubines, side women. He was able to do it. However, this is the critical part. These women that Solomon had, they were not following the Lord God. They were not doing it. So Solomon made a decision. He was a wise man, but yet he did something foolish. God had warned his people, do not get in a relationship with other people or other nations. What was he talking about? By people being born in another nation, he wasn't talking about that. God was talking about they had different beliefs. And if you get involved, I said this last night at the dinner table, if you be getting involved with someone that is of a different belief, it doesn't match up. You're gonna lose. Solomon lost. The Bible said it named all the good things Solomon did. And then it came to the part called a contrast. It said, but Solomon loved strange women. It doesn't mean that the song called She's Strange, what Cameo song years ago. They were strange, meaning their beliefs. Everything happened on the inside. So Solomon was in love with those women more than he would love God. God had appeared to this guy in a dream. And his name was Martin Luther King, but he appeared to him in a dream. So Solomon, they stole his heart. They stole Solomon heart away from God. The Lord got angry because what Solomon did was inflame the Lord, because the Lord said, I'm a jealous God. The Lord is the only one that could be jealous because all attention is that everything's supposed to go on the Lord. Why would the creation rebel against the creator? So that's what Solomon did. He went after other women. He tried to please them. So by Solomon trying to please the women, he compromised with them. And by him compromising with them, he's showing God. And that's what'll happen. Brother, when you deal with these different women, they're gonna steal your heart away from God. Because they believe, and then you got to even be careful when you deal with one woman, just like Samson. He ran into a wrong woman, and the wrong woman was Delilah. She had a different belief. So don't think, brother, and don't think, sister, you could be a Christian and you can be in a relationship with someone else that believes something else. It never works. They're gonna steal your heart away from the Lord because you're gonna compromise. You're gonna try to make that person happy. It always happens. You're gonna lose the battle. Thank you, Sister Hall, for making that point. But back to what I'm saying, brother, when you're dealing with more than one woman, God did not design you to be married to more than one woman. He designed you when you get married the right way to be married to one woman, not many. Because he could have did that with Adam. God knows. You all remember that show that used to be called Father Knows Best? Robert Young and Jane White then. But from a spiritual standpoint, God knows best. He's the Father. So he knows best. Two women or more, how you doing, Sister Jane? Welcome to the dinner. They're going to shake you up. Then they're going to come to your emotion because they're going to be both tugging at you. So not only are these women trying to get your attention, because women crave for attention, and you're trying to please both of them. You can't do it. So they're messing with your head, and you're supposed to be the leader, and you're supposed to be focused. So they messing with your head. Then they start messing with your emotions, your heart, your feelings. You're going to think differently about one of them, and your feelings are going to be more to one of them. So one of them are going to start complaining, and then there's going to be chaos between those women. It's always going to happen. They may start off like they agree with it, and they both could be up on the same roof, but it's going to become a chaos, and it's going to be competition. Now, so dealing with more than one woman up under your roof, if you into polygamy, it's gonna tax on your head. It's gonna be taxing on your emotion. And let's talk about the body, brother. When it comes to your body, what if both of these women want you? What if we're adults here. What if one woman want to be physically intimate with you and she drain you out? Then this other one, she want to be physically intimate with you, and you can't perform. Now she's going to be pissed off. Now, some of you guys, let's say you got two women, two wives, and you in the bed with both of those women. They're going to be shortchanged. We'll talk about the thing called threesome. You can't focus on one woman. You're going to try to focus on two. You can't do it. You were not equipped to focus on two women at one time. Now y'all in the bed together. And one, you're gonna try your best to please both of them, but you can't do it. You're gonna be shortchanging one of them. Now they're gonna drain your body. So your mind getting drained, your emotion getting drained, your body getting drained, and let's talk about your pockets. You got different women and they want different things. They're gonna say they need it, but they probably talk about they want. Now you're gonna get broke. Even unless you're wealthy, you're gonna get broke. Cause you're gonna try to buy. They want. If you're not wealthy, you're gonna get broke. And you're gonna feel that pinch by getting broke. God, the original design for a man to marry one woman. Now let's talk about God did not bring a man to Adam. Why did God not bring a man to Adam? Because it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. Another man, you see, when God talked to Adam and Eve, he told them to reproduce and multiply. Two men cannot multiply another being. It take a man that has sperms, and it take a woman that ovulate and got an egg. A man does not produce an egg. A man produce a seed, what we call sperms. If you put two men together, all they're going to be doing is sharing sperms with one another. They cannot reproduce. A man is made different than a woman. In order for a man and woman to reproduce, you need a seed, which is a sperm, and you need that woman to produce an egg. Outside of that, it can't be done. God did not design it that way. God created, when he created the man, he created the man with more muscle mass. Why? Because when he created Adam, Adam already had a job to cultivate the ground. When he created Eve to be a helpmeet. But men have more muscle mass than women. You understand? Men have more muscle mass than they have more broader shoulder, the average man. The average man is more physically stronger than a woman. You understand? On the inside of a man and the inside of a woman, women are more emotionally stronger than a man. You understand? Women are more emotionally stronger than a man. The average woman is more emotionally stronger than a man. A man is more physically stronger than a woman. You see, when Adam created Adam and Eve, they brought two different perspectives to the relationship. Where Adam was strong, he had a weakness. Where Eve was strong, she met the weakness of Adam. She made up for his weakness. Where Eve was strong, she had a weakness. Adam made up his strength, knocked out Eve's weakness. So they were different, but yet they was one. God designed it that way. For example, when God brought Cinderella and me together, we are one because we are married. Okay. So we still were made differently. We had different interests. What interests her may not interest me, and vice versa. I put it this way. A lot of women, let's be practical. A lot of women, they may look at Lifetime and stuff, right? They may just flip it and they into that romance stuff, right? They into romance. And they can enjoy that stuff. And a lot of time women address women. Most women, they really into relationships, right? And most books that are written by women when it comes to relationship. Most books, and it telling women how to handle men and all that kind of stuff. Most books, and when it comes to romance, women address women most of the time. Now, let me tell you something, brother. When you marry a woman, what you did at the beginning, okay, you played the romance part. But let me tell you something, sister. Men do not know how to be romantic. Let that sink in. They may do things what they see on TV or what they told to do, but on the inside of a man, the average man does not know how to be romantic, how you want them to be romantic. So when you get married, a lot of times, okay, sister, you are emotional and you have your emotional need. If the man it does not have the Lord in him, he's not going to be thinking about you emotionally as much as he should. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you something. Let's talk about sex a little bit. Let's talk about sex. And some of you sisters know about this, as well as some of you brothers. There are some men, and we talk about if the man and woman is in a covenant relation, a serious covenant, well, serious, committed, and covenant relationship. Most of the time when a man get physical with a woman, most of the time it's about the physical. What do I mean by the physical? Most men, not all men, when they get physical with a woman, most men think about that rush and releasing themselves on a woman. And if you notice, my brothers and sisters, when a man releases himself, you notice a change in him. Once a man releases himself, you're going to notice a slight change, especially if he doesn't, especially if he not in love with you. He may hug you and all that kind of stuff, but you're going to notice a slight change when a man releases himself in you. Brothers, you're going to notice this about a woman. Women want more than you just releasing yourself in them. Most women. Women they want to cuddle and stuff like that. You see, sister, what you need to realize is once men reach the mountaintop and then they come down real quick, a lot of times they disengage with you. You may not see it, but it's on the inside of man. That's it. But, brother, what you need to understand about a woman, they want more than you just releasing your essence into them. That's why you have to be in the right relationship with a woman. You see, when you in the right relationship with a woman, according to God, you see, you look more when you and that woman become physically intimate. It's more than you just releasing your essence into the woman. And sister, let me tell you that if that man doesn't have a relationship with the Lord, the only thing he could do is satisfy you physical. And if you think it's emotional, he cannot be emotionally attached to you. Look at Sister Moon Marie. Well, at least I do. Okay. And she said, we crave emotional connection with a man. Amen. So this is what you, brother, need to understand. When you have to be mentally and emotionally engaging with the right woman that God gave you. If God did not give you this woman, brother, you cannot do what you're going to do. You see, when God, Son, Jesus' Spirit is in you, when you're in the right type of relationship, because let me tell you something, there's nothing wrong with sex. But when it comes to sex, brother, you are taking into that encounter, and you too, sister, you taking your whole essence into the relationship. You're taking your spirit into that relationship. You're taking your soul into that relationship as well as the body. Now, the man and the woman, their body is connected. Not only is the man and woman body connected, the man and woman mind needs to be connected. The man and woman emotion needs to be connected. So, brother, if you really are in the right type of relationship with a woman, you thinking more about just releasing your essence in her. You thinking about, when you looking at her, you thinking about her mind. You're thinking about her feelings too. And this is another thing what a lot of you guys don't think. You only think about yourselves. You really think about yourself. That's why a lot of you men, you have a problem with your woman, and a lot of you leave the woman hanging. You leave her hanging. A lot of you guys, you leave the woman physically hanging. You've been and did what you're gonna do, and you know, in order for a man to do his thing physical, you have to be charged up per se, right? So when you release your essence, you're going to deflate, and you all know what I'm talking about. You're going to deflate. So, brother, you have to be conscious of, I need to please her beyond the physical. If you have a problem physical, brother, what I mean by that, if you have a problem and you can't go past 2 minutes, we're adults here. If you can't go past 2 minutes, you need to be able to talk to that woman if you care about her. Because some of you guys, you would say, you made me let it go too quick. She didn't make you let it go too quick. Let me tell you something right now, sister. When a man say you made him do it too quick, he's lying. He was selfish at that time. He did not care about beyond the physical. He's lying, because it doesn't sneak up on a man. When it comes to that, it doesn't sneak up. A man know when he's about to let his essence go. Brother, if you have a problem in that department, what you need to do, you need to communicate with that woman if you care about her. If she's doing something that you know you're about to release yourself, you need to tell her you need to slow down. You need to slow down. You might have to say you need to stop if you care about her. At least she'll respect you because you're communicating with her, right? So if you cannot contain, you got to get to the point, brother, where you got to contain, and it comes from the inside. The question is, are you in that for yourself, or are you in it for her? And sister, when a man communicating with you, if you know you got a guy that can't satisfy you, you need to be able, if you in the right type of relationship, you got to communicate. You got to tell him what you need. Some of you sisters, you think that the man automatically know what you need. Men don't know what you need. All women are not the same. You need to express it to him. And brother, you need to express it to her. You got the man and a woman assuming that they know what each other want. Brother, if you have a problem in that department, you need, how you doing, Sister Teresa? Welcome to the dinner table. Brother, if you have a problem, you need to be in the controlling position. If you definitely know you have a problem, you need to be in the controlling position. What I mean, you can't let the lady be in the controlling position, because if you already can't go past 2 minutes, don't let her be in the controlling position. And then let me tell you something, you sisters. If you know that this man got a problem in that area and he can't hold out, what you need to do, if it's your man and you're in the right relationship, you should know your man. You should know, if I do this, it's going to be over. Now, you need to understand, sister, if I do this, it's going to be over. And you could tell it. You could tell it. And men, all I have to do is say, brother, if you do this to your woman, you're selfish. Now, when you was a young boy and you was out there sinning and fornicating, you weren't even thinking about how you doing, Wicked Glover. You weren't even thinking about pleasing a woman. You will only think about pleasing yourself when you was out there in the world. I know. I used to be out there in the world. I know. That's when you be selfish. It's all about me, myself, and I. But when you with a good, when the Lord bring the right woman to you, and you are serious, committed in a covenant relationship, you got to think about her on all levels. Cause I'm gonna tell you this: when you're not in the right relationship, brother and sister, all it is when it comes to the physical aspect of a relationship, it's all about lust. You will never know the utopia part of relationship unless you do it God's way. Now, God will allow the man to ejaculate, and He will allow the woman to climax. But that's all you're gonna get. You ain't getting real love. You just getting the physical part. Don't you want the whole package? Men and women are different. They are different. You see, men outside the bed, brother, you got to understand this. Men, you were created when it comes to a woman to love that woman and to understand that woman. You don't know how to love a woman unless you have the Lord in you. Then when you loving a woman, then you're in a position to lead her. Spiritually, you have to lead her. Most good women will follow a man that she sees that is following God. And then you got some women that will follow a man that following Satan. But a good woman, she won't have no problem following you, brother, if you follow the Lord. She won't. Not a real daughter of God, she won't have no problem. But let me tell you what she expects. When you love a woman, you have to lead her and you have to understand her. When you understand her, you have to have empathy. And the Lord going to show you, guide you, and teach you how to show empathy to the woman. You don't have no female side. No feminine side. You know how the world say you got a feminine side. Brother, you ain't got no feminine side. You ain't got no feminine side. You are a man. You 100%. Thank you, Sister Teresa Thomas. A command to love your wife, Ephesians 5, chapter 5, 25, 29. Again, Ephesians 5, 25, 29. Ephesians 5, 25, 29. Thank you, Sister Teresa. So, brother, you have to love your woman. You have to understand her. When you love your woman and you lead her and understand her, she will naturally follow you. She will naturally follow you. Even though she may be scratching her head and she may wonder where you're taking her, she will follow you, just like Sarah will follow Abraham. Can you all imagine Sarah and Abraham? They didn't know nothing about God. They were pagans. And then one day, it don't say, Sister folks said, yeah, the whole pack, that's right. Can you imagine one day the Lord Jesus, he wasn't called Jesus during that time, he appeared in front of Abraham. Abraham didn't know who he was. He probably appeared to the Abraham looking like a man. So the Lord started telling Abraham some stuff. He started telling Abraham, look, I want you to leave your family and everything that you got, and I'm going to take you somewhere where you never been before. And he said that before Captain Kirk. You remember on the Enterprise, Captain Kirk said, we're going to go where no man have been before. Captain Kirk wasn't the originator of that. It was God. He told Abram, his name was Abram during that time. and Sarah's name wasn't Sarah, it was Sarai. So you had Abram and Sarai, okay? So when he talked to Abram, he would tell him all this stuff. Can you imagine Abram at that time, he went and told Sarai, look, the Lord told me we need to leave our family. We need to leave everything we know. All these things that we have security in, we need to go and leave it out. Can you imagine, brother, you telling your wife something like that? And then she's going to ask you, who told you that? Are you, the average woman, are you crazy? We've been living here all this time. We got security here. We living on this side of town. And you saying a man told you to follow him and you don't know where you're going? You're just gonna go out there blind? And the man said, yep, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go out there blind. Are you in or you out? You see, Sarah at that time, she went with her father. Can you imagine that? What that tell me is this: before Abraham met the Lord, it was something about that man where that woman was willing to follow him. He had those traits anyway. But what the Lord do? He maximized that stuff in Abraham. I'm just going to say Abraham and Sarah because that's what we know him as. He maximized that stuff. Sarah left everything that she had, or everything. She left her relatives. She left the Social and Saving Club. She left the Bridge Club and all of that. She left the beauty shop. She couldn't get her hair done every week like she used to. She left all of that. And she followed her man. She just like Tammy Wynette, stand by your man. So she followed him. So he loved his wife. He led his wife, protect and provide. There's another key element that a man must have. He must have the mental capacity to understand he has to protect and provide for his woman. It's not for the woman to protect and provide. Listen, brother, it's not for the woman to protect and provide. She was not created to protect and provide. We're going to get to what she was created for. It's up to the man to protect and provide. Speaking of protect and provide, you see that lady up there? You see that lady right there? This is part of provide. Every day when she get up, she flip on the light switch. She have confidence that the light switch gonna come on. She go and adjust the air on the wall. You know why she adjusts the air on the wall, the thermostat? She have confidence when she go to that thermostat and adjust it. She had confidence that it's going to work unless it's a mechanical error. She had confidence in a whole bunch of things. You know why? Let me tell you something. My wife don't know how much money it takes for our living quarters. She don't know. Unless she done snuck and looked out for it, she don't know. You ask her how much it cost for our living quarters. She don't know. You know why she don't know? That's my job. And I'm not blowing no horn, but that's my job. And another thing, protection. I was just giving you a little piece of provide. She confident that the lights is not going to be off when she wake up. I'm going to find some kind of way to provide for my wife, because we the only two that stay here, because all the children, they grown. So I'm going to find a way to survive, because I don't want no other man or no other woman having to take care of my wife and me. It's something that I could find to do it. And I'm going to do it legally. Now let's talk about protection. A man's supposed to protect his wife and his children. You see her up there? Nobody been that mess with that one. Nobody. No man or no woman better not mess with that one. If you mess with that one, you got problem. You got problem with me, because that one belongs to me. So if a man crossed the line, he got a problem with me. If a woman crossed the line, she got a problem with me, because that one mine, unless she initiated. That's the difference. If she don't initiate it, let me tell y'all a little thing. Some of you have heard it before. A few years ago, we went to a Christmas party. Some of you have heard it before. We went to a Christmas party. So when we went into this house, Cinderella went in before me, and I was talking to, she was like maybe 10 yards. She was about maybe, when you look at a football field, she may was like 7-yard pace in front of me. So somebody caught me and they started talking to me. So she kept walking on, right? So it was 3 guys standing by the wall. And it's the tall guy, he was like maybe 6'6" or 6'7", and I'm 6 feet. So she walked by, and I heard this guy say to my wife, which he disrespected, he said, "You sure look sexy." When he said she looked sexy, my ears went up like this, cause he talking to my woman, disrespecting my woman. Okay, so I stopped talking to this other guy, and I walked in front of this guy, and I got right in his face. I looked up at him. I said, "What did you say to her?" And he said, "Oh, I just said she looked sexy." I said, "You just disrespected my wife." And he said, "What you mean?" I said, you don't tell my wife she looks sexy." I said, "I know what that word means." I said, "If I were walking right by her, you want to say it that." And he got quiet. And he said, "I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, man." I said, "I don't play that. And I'll prepare to do what I had to do if he would have got out of line." So I let you all fill in that, because he was not going to disrespect my wife that way. I'm going to tell you this. Sister Cheryl remember this, because she sent me a video. Sister Cheryl, you may know, if you hear, you may know what I'm talking about. There was this lady that was doing a live video. She's a very attractive lady. She was doing a live video. So this man, while this lady was doing a live video, he told this woman, he said, "How you doing, sexy?" That woman stopped her show right then. She stopped her show right then, and she said, "Look, you men don't know how to talk to a woman. Why would you call me sexy when you know I'm married?" She said that very disrespectful. Let me tell you what sexy mean, my brother and sister. When a man, some of you sisters, you need to listen to this. When a man tell you sexy, don't smile, because it's very disrespectful. What does sexy mean? Men know what sexy mean when they tell you sexy. Men ain't no hardly tell you that you sexy when you walk by another man. They're not gonna do it unless they crazy. They're not gonna do it. They may say you sexy when you walking by yourself, or they may say you sexy around other women, but they're not going to say you sexy when your man walking by. They're not going to do it. So that tell you they know better what they're doing. What does sexy mean? And some women, I hope I'm not talking to you, sister. Some women, they think that sexy is a compliment. Sexy mean I want to have sex with you. If you all don't know it, you know it now. And some women, they love men saying they sexy. So what these women do, they love to be disrespected. A man only tell a man that's in a relationship with his woman, those words come out of his mouth, not another man's mouth. And the same thing, you women, you shouldn't be telling no man he's sexy. Don't you have more nicer, respectable words than that? What's wrong with you look nice? Or something like that, instead of going all out the way. But like I'm saying, part of a man is supposed to be protect and provide. When a man love, lead, protect, and provide, this lead to he's sowing that into a woman. Because the Bible clearly tells a man to love his wife and to understand. The Bible don't direct tell a woman to love a man. It doesn't do it. It tell it be telling older women to teach the younger women how to love and how to take care of the home. Read God's word. It got the instruction. So what will a woman do? Sisters, you were created to respect the man. You desire love, right? If you desire love, you're supposed to respect the man. How do you respect the man? You represent the man. Now, the Bible say that Sarah was like a meat lady. She was very meat. And she was, here go a key word, submit or submission. What does submission mean? It doesn't mean that a woman is inferior to a man. Christian men don't look at it that way. Worldly men look at submission as a man up here and a woman down here. No, because the man's supposed to submit to Christ. Like the Bible said, God is the head of Christ. Christ is the head of man. And man is the head of the woman. It doesn't mean that the man is better than the woman or the woman is better than the man. God is a God of order. Even in these businesses, everybody is not on the top. You have someone at the top and everything filter down. How you doing, Sister J? Welcome to the dinner table. Everything filter down. It's an order. So, sister, if a man loving you, he is leading you, he protecting and providing, that's the difference between you and a man, sister. So, brother, this is the difference from a woman. She's supposed to respect. Now, Sarah called Abraham Lord. If you look in the Bible, she called Abraham Lord, small L-O-R-D. But I'm not looking for Cinderella to call me Lord. Now, she ain't finna call me no Lord. So that's just an example. When the woman respects the man, she respects the man for his position. He's the head, not the dictator of the relationship. She's supposed to follow the lead of the man. Now, let me stop right here. Sister, if you messed up and you married a man that's not a believer, I got a remedy for you. The Bible got a remedy for you. If you messed up and married an unbeliever, you can still win him to Christ. Listen to me, sister. Some of you can win your husband to Christ if you married the wrong man. Let me tell you, if you got a hell-raising man, it's a strong possibility that he can become a Christian and a good man. How is that done? Let me tell you something, sister. You even have to respect that knucklehead that your husband that is not a Christian. That's what I said, that knucklehead, because you made a decision and you married that knucklehead, right? So since you married Mr. Knucklehead, you got to respect him and you can't nag him. There's not one man that is won to Christ by nagging. The Bible said, and it's written, it's better to be on a housetop, on the corner of a housetop, than in a house with a contentious woman. Sister, nagging a man is not going to bring him to Christ. It's not going to do it. He's going to look at you as a nagger, and you're going to irritate him. You don't want to irritate him. You can't force him to do it, because a man was never created to follow a woman. So if you married the wrong man, you could win him by your conversation. What do I mean by that? I'm not only talking about your words, I'm talking about how you move. If you respect him, even though he's a knucklehead, you talk to him nice, and you just be pleasant with him. You know what Mr. Knucklehead gonna look or think? He gonna think, first of all, he gonna be checking you out. Let me tell you something, sister, if you're married to the wrong man. Don't think he's not gonna be checking you out. He may not say nothing, but he's gonna be checking you out. He's gonna be observing how you talk to him, and he's gonna be observing that you still treat him good. And if he stay there for a while and you pray, the Lord more than likely will touch his heart. Because that's what the Bible say. It's clearly tell you how to do it. Because the Lord said a meek and a quiet spirit. Listen to what I'm saying, sister. It said a meek and a quiet spirit is in the Lord's eye a great price. And it it's talk about Sarah that way. A meek and a quiet spirit. The Bible said that Moses was the most meekest man to ever live. You know what meek means? It means submit. That's all it means. Submit don't mean you weak. Worldly men would tell a woman, you supposed to do what I say, because I'm the man. And then they would throw in the Bible, because the Bible said it. And then you ask them to show you where that the Bible, they can't say it. They said that is in there somewhere. You see, godly men know to submit to Christ. And they know if they submit to Christ, if they marry the right woman, she will naturally submit to him. And she will follow him. Even though she may not want to, she will follow him. And you follow lead a man, now you're a nurturer, sister. Men are not nurtured. They were not equipped to be nurturers. You were created to be nurtured. Woman is the heart of the home. The man is the head of the home. And I always use this. I seen a video, and some of you have heard it before. I seen a video of Fantasia a while back. Fantasia, that young lady, she got a lot of sense. You may not think she does, but she got a lot of sense. You want me to tell you what Fantasia said? She said this. She said that my husband is the head of the relationship, and I'm the neck. That's what she said. Now, why would Fantasia say, my husband is the head of the relationship, I'm the neck? Listen to this. Let's use my big head and my neck. You see my head. I need my neck. I need my neck to support my big head. I need my neck. What does my neck do? My neck, if I want to look that way, my head will go that way. If I want to look that way, my head will go that way. If I want to look down, my head will look down. If I want to look up, my head will look up. Is my head doing it? No. My head is giving my neck a message. And my neck is supporting my head. That's what a relationship is. The man is the head. The woman is the neck. The head needs the neck. Do you follow? The head needs the neck. And that's what that young sister Fantasia understood. Now, what happens when there are two heads on one neck? That's a freak. There are some relationships, there are some women that say, we're gonna do, I'm the boss. I make more money than you. I got education. Supposed to be saying but she got education. Supposed to be saying education. I got education. I got more money than you. So since I got this education, I'm the corporate woman at this big company, and you just making a minimum wage, you cleaning up a building, and you at home. That's how some women do, because they got more education, and they've got more money. They think that they could call the shot. That's not order. You can make a woman, sister, you listen to me. Even though you make more money than your husband, and you on this big board and stuff, when you come home, that's your job. When you come home, you submit to that man. Yes, you make more money than him and all that kind of stuff, but you have to submit to him. Have you all ever seen a woman that's out of order? What do I mean by a woman that's out of order? You all have seen these real aggressive type women. They try to be men. And more than likely, the man that they be with, they're very passive, right? You have seen them at the malls and stuff, right? Have you seen a woman, she walking paces in front of the man, and he walking behind her like that, holding her pocketbook? Or he's sitting out there at the mall, people watching. And she talked to him any kind of way. Now, if Cinderella and I go out somewhere, if Cinderella got a pocketbook, Tony ain't finna hold Cinderella pocketbook. Now, if we go into a clothing store and she changing clothes, I will hold it then. But I'm not finna walk around no mall holding Cinderella pocketbook. That's her pocketbook. Like I said, if we go somewhere she changing clothes, I can understand holding her pocketbook. Cinderella is not gonna lead me. That's unnatural. You see, the thing about it, some of you guys, you let a woman lead you, is unnatural. When you let a woman lead you, they're going to disrespect you. You understand? Some of you guys, you weak back guys, you don't have a spine. Some of you guys, your philosophy is this: happy wife, happy life. That's a bunch of garbage, and that's from the pits of hell. Happy wife, happy life. No, you supposed to please God first, then your wife. Not your wife, then God. If a man is not into God, he believes this philosophy: happy wife, happy life. A man's supposed to love God first, then his wife. But nobody come between him and his wife. I'm telling you, you guys that think your wife's supposed to be happy, or some of you guys that you come home and you walking on your tiptoes, you don't supposed to do that. You the head. You don't have to go around saying you the head. If you the head and you're a Christian and your woman a Christian, she gonna give it to you. She might not agree with everything you say, but she gonna give it to you because she know your role and she know her role in the home. Women are nurturers. She's the heart of the home. She is. Let me tell you something. When you all went to high school like I did, this is the difference between real feminine women and masculine men. You notice this, you old school brothers and sisters. Have you noticed how women normally walk with their books in high school? Have you ever noticed they had their books up like this while they walking? Have you ever noticed that? And you notice, you guys, you don't walk with your books like that, do you guys? You don't do that, do you? You was walking in high school with your books up on your arm, or if you carrying in the books at all. But women, they took their books like they're holding a baby. Have you ever noticed that? They do it on a subconscious level because they're nurturers. Have you ever noticed this too? Most of the time, children gravitate to their mothers first. You ever notice that? Most of the time, they gravitate to their mothers first. Why? Because women are more nurturers. She was built that way. Let me tell you the difference. Like, if you have a son that's playing football and you at the football stadium, right? Your son, the star football player on the field. somebody come and knock your son out on the field. You both may stand up, but you know what the woman want to be compelled to do? She's gonna be compelled to want to run out down the field. That's how she feels. She want to run out there and where her baby at. But what the man would more than like to do, let's just see. He'll be all right. He'll be all right. And you notice this: if a little boy running and he scratches his knee and he start crying, what the mama do? She gonna pick him up and say, "Let me kiss your knee." What the dad was more like, he gonna be all right. It's just a little scratch. That's the mentality. That's men being men and women being women. Brother, what she doing is nothing wrong with it. Sister, what he's doing is nothing wrong with it. Men or women are built differently. You see my point? Men and women are built differently. That's why they function differently. God designed his divine design. He designed women and men to be that way. So, brother, when God brings you a woman, appreciate she being a woman. Sister, when God brings you a man, appreciate he being a man. Now, there are a lot of people that like the terminology kings and queens. Let's look at kings and queens for a moment. When you look at a king and queen, they normally have dominion over a mass of land, right? Okay. A king and queen. The king sit on the throne and his wife sitting by him. Everybody know the queen. Everybody know the king first. Everybody know the queen. You know how everybody know the queen? Because she right there on the side of a king. So, brother, if you're a king, theoretically, but you're not really on a theoretical throne and she ain't. If you're a king, your queen walk right by you. She doesn't walk in front of you because she's not the leader. She not to walk behind your back. She's to walk right by your side because she is your partner. She's your helpmeet. So if a king is on his throne, he listens to what the queen has to say because she feels things that he might not be aware of. And then the king make the final decision. He listened to what the queen say, but he made the final decision because when he made that final decision, he know that he has to be accountable to God. And that's another thing you brothers need to understand. Going back to the Garden of Eden, God expected for Adam to lead the relationship. He fumbled the ball. How did he fumble the ball? He listened to his wife that told him something other than what God wanted him to do. So what did God say when Adam and Eve was hiding and they said, and God said, Adam, where you at, Adam? Where you at, Adam? He was talking to both Adam and Eve. If you notice this, I have said it before, you read the Bible. She would not call Eve at that time. When God said Adam, he was talking to both of them. You had the male and the female. Because remember, Adam called Eve woman. She didn't have no name. He said woman. But she was Adam. How you doing, Sister Ingrid? She was Adam. Welcome to the dinner table. She was Miss Adam. Eve got her name Eve after the fall. She's the mother of the living. She was not called Eve originally when God talked to both of them. That's why when you see names, my brother and sister, you notice most of the time the woman take on the man's name. Like my wife, my last name is Toomer. Before we got married, her name was Gibson. Her father's name is Gibson. When she married me, she moved that name out the way. I'm finna get to something real sticky now. She moved her name out the way. Did that change her relationship with her father? No, it didn't. When she gave her father's name and she took on my name, it was my responsibility to protect and provide. That's just like nowadays. If a young girl is about to get married, let's talk about typical, right? If a young lady is about to get married to a man and you have this big church wedding, how you doing, brother? Welcome to the dinner table. If you go to the big wedding, and let's say typical, the daddy bringing the daughter down the aisle, right? She's so beautiful, right? So the preacher say, who give this woman to marry this man? What the daddy would say, I do. And what does the daddy do when he said, I do? He move aside, right? What does that represent? He is giving his daughter away to this man. And when he giving his daughter away to this man, he's giving his daughter away so that man could lead, protect, and provide for his daughter. It's still her daddy, but she's one with this man. You understand? Now, here go the sticky part. There's some women, they think it's click to hold on to their dad's name and their husband's name. I'm getting hot now, right? They want to hold on to their dad's name and they want to hold on to their husband's name. That's not right. You may not like what I say. It's not right. Your dad is still going to be your daddy. You and your daddy are not one. When you marry your husband, you become one. What did Adam say? Bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman because she came from man. Therefore, a man supposed to leave his father and his mother. Brother, if you got an umbilical cord to your mama, you got to cut that umbilical cord off. She's still going to be your mama. You're going to have to promote your wife to the second most important person or thing in your life after the Lord. Sister Brown said the family lineage is tracked under the man's name still today. Even tracked through bloodline consists with the line of the father. That's right. Now, I know some of you women think it's click to be holding on to your dad's name. Your dad is not your husband. You're supposed to hold on to your father's name. And now it's some more funky stuff going on around here. Don't you know, my brother and sister, now when you go to the world, when you go to a courthouse, some of these worldly courthouse, you know what they have the audacity to ask a man now? Do you want to have your wife? Do you want to have your wife's last name? I would. They presented that to me. Do you want to have your wife's last name? You think I'm gonna give them up my name, my lineage? I'm a tumor. You think I'm gonna be called Gibson? Her daddy name. That's her daddy. It ain't none of my daddy. My daddy was John H. Toomer. I said no. Cinderella had to make a choice. She chose to be a Toomer. She understood that her daddy was still going to be Mr. Gibson. But she was a Toomer because we won. Worldly women, I'm getting tight. I'm about to step on some toes, right? Some of the women that like to hold on to their daddy name, that's a no-no. You're not fully into your husband. You hold on to your daddy name and you hold on to your husband name. That's a no-no. It's just like this. If a man or a woman is in the world and that man and woman decide to get in a relationship with Jesus Christ, you are coming out of the world and you become a part of Christ. So if you become a part of Christ, what are you? You're not of the world. You in the world, but you're not of the world. You are a Christian. So are you going to be called Christian world? You coming out of the world, and your allegiance is to Christ. So if your allegiance is to Christ, that's your allegiance to Christ. You can't have it both. You can't have Christ and you can't have the devil. You got to make up your mind. They're just like this. Some of you sisters, you can't have your daddy and you can't have your husband. Make up your mind what you're gonna do, how you're gonna roll. Now, some women will say, I need to keep my maiden name because people know me by my maiden name. I got my business by my maiden name, my daddy name, and they will know. That's a lie. That's a lie. People gonna know who you are. That's a cop out. Oh, I'm sorry. I done stepped on some toes tonight. I'm sure some people ain't gonna come to the dinner table no more after the night because of what I said. I'm sorry. You'll be back hopefully to get some more of this good soul food. But men or women are created different from God. Remember this before I go. The true structure of a relationship is documented back in the Garden of Eden. And I'm going to reiterate. When God created man, man had a relationship with God, a deep relationship with God, minus the woman. The man had a responsibility. He cultivated, well, God put him somewhere to stay. In Eden, God put, that's where you meet the Lord at. God had somewhere for him to stay. Sister, does the man that you have a relationship with, does he have somewhere to stay? Adam had somewhere to stay by himself. The man that you are dating, sister, does he stay by himself? Does he stay with his mama? Does he stay with another woman? Where he stay? Adam stayed by himself. God gave Adam responsibility. He said, cultivate the ground. Gave him a job. The man that you with, sister, does he have a job? Is he making some kind of income? Or what's love got to do with it? It's a secondhand emotion. Does he have a job? Does he have some income coming in? So, does he have somewhere to stay? Does he have some income? Just think about it, sister. What type of man you dealing with? Okay. Next, do your man understand? Can he think? Can he be creative? You know, when God brought the animals to Adam, when God brought the animal to Adam, he allowed Adam to be created and name the animal. The man that you with, is he creative? Can he think? Can he think on his own? God gave him intellect. He gave him wisdom. If God gave him wisdom, if God gave him knowledge, if God gave him understanding, if God gave him discernment, the man that you with, is he boring? Or does he have something up here? Now, if you don't have nowhere to stay, if you don't have no responsibility, if he can't be creative, boundaries. He told Adam, don't eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Even though Adam failed, let me ask you this, sister. The man that you dating, do he understand boundaries? Or is he wild and loose? That's how it's got to be. Because that's the only kind of girl that, you know how the time say, wild and loose. Is your man wild and loose? Or is he disciplined? The man that you're dealing with, does he have an invisible umbilical cord to his mama? Will he promote you over his mama? Tupac Shakur said, there's not a woman that alive that could take my mama place. That's wrong philosophy. His mama gonna be his mama. But if he got married, his wife's supposed to be promoted over everybody and everything except for the Lord. Sisters, this is going to be a sticker one. If you want your man to promote you over his mama, and you got a problem with his mama, with you, sister, you'll have a problem if your man come home one day and he have a big picture of his mama and nail it up there. He already run after his mama. You'll have a big problem with that one. Okay, let's flip the script. Sister, let's say you got a child or children. Finna get sticker again. The man that you get in a relationship with, will you promote him over your children or your child? It's sticky. You want him to be promoted over his mama, right? Or if he had children, you want to get promoted over his children and mama, right? He still got a mama, he still got children, but you want to be right up on the Lord, right? Okay, is this man going to be promoted on your child or children? That's stick, ain't it? If you already got him, where are you going to be at? Or do he come behind your children? Which is it? Does he come behind your children, but you want him to promote you over his mama? Oh, you're gonna promote him over your children? That's stick, ain't it? Brother, the woman that you dealing with, is she a virtuous woman? She might not be perfect. Is she a virtuous woman? When she talk, does she talk with foolishness? Is she a party woman? Does she like to twerk on social media? Does she like to hold up drinks in front of social media like this? You know, all that kind of stuff. Does she like to dress provocative and get all on social media and get attention of other men? That's the kind of woman you got. Is she for the streets? Do you have a woman that's for the street, but she says she loves you? Do you have a social butterfly that be in front of every man's face? And she said, oh, and she real flirtatious. Oh, it's just harmless. It's harmless. I'm just a social butterfly. Sister, do you have a man that every time a woman walk by, his head like this? You better count the cost. But when you building a home, you better count the cost. Jesus never say, you better count the cost when you building. Because if you start and you stop, people are going to talk about you. If you start a project and people are going to be watching you. If you start something and people know about it and you stop, they're going to talk about you. Because they want to see you fall anyway. So my thing here, brother and sister, God designed the man. He brought the woman to the man, not the other way around. He brought the woman to the man. The man did not have to chase the woman. He did not have to pursue the woman. She did not have to chase him. Didn't have to pursue him. She didn't have to play head games with him. He didn't have to play head games with her. God brought the right man and the right woman. He does it still today. He brings an imperfect man and an imperfect woman together, but put them in the right relationship. God always do it. Anytime you hear a woman say, a man running after a woman or pursuing women, he ain't ready. He's known to run after them. He's not ready. If you have a woman that like to play head game with a man, trying to play, he got to run after me. He got to prove himself to me. You know, he got to prove himself. He need to get up on stage and let me sit out in the theater and let him perform on stage. Better yet, let's go to the circus and tell the lions to move out the way. I'm going to get one of these hula hoops, put some fire on it, and let him jump through. No, God don't play that. God bring two spiritual men and women together. The man have himself together. The woman have herself together. Brother, do you have a virtuous woman there? Does she talk with wisdom or does she talk with foolishness? When you get a good woman, she's going to be conscious of embarrassing you in public. She's going to be very conscious of it. She know everything she do going to be linked back to you. You know what I mean by that? when you all look at award shows, right? The man could have on a tuxedo and a pair of sneakers. You all see that now on TV, right? The men have on suits and a pair of tennis shoes. The media is going to focus on that lady, on what she got. And then the next day, they're going to have a different talk show talking about what the lady had on. They ain't no hard to talk about the man. I'll give you a situation. When you look at the Tonight Show, those men could wear the same suit every night. Nobody don't really talk about them. That woman better not wear the same dress twice in that week. They're going to talk about it. At work, I'm just giving you a situation. At work, the man could have a black pair of pants, a brown pair of pants, and black shoes, and just rotate his shirt. If he does that, he could wear the same shirt 2 or 3 times a week. They may mention it, but ain't no big thing. No woman better not do that. She better be dressed different every day, because some women at work, they're going to be saying, she ain't got nothing else to wear. She just wore that. Did she have that on Monday? And she got it on again Thursday? That's how it is. Women, you represent. At an award show, I'll give you a situation. Denzel Washington and his wife, Brenda said, every 3 weeks, acting for a woman, cats really talk. Amen. Let me give you an example. Denzel Washington, he the movie star, right? And him and his wife come down the red carpet. They're going to look at Denzel walking down the red carpet. Guess who else they're looking at? They're looking at his wife. Is she the star? Nope. Is she on movies? Nope. Is she doing all the interviewing? Nope. But they're going to look at how she dressed. Denzel could walk down the red carpet with some tennis shoes on. They may say a little somebody, but he going to pass. His wife ain't no pass. Let her wear something far out. They're going to be talking about her on all the talk shows the next day. That night after the award show, on one of those late shows, they're going to show a picture of her and show what she wore. And the next day on the news, you're going to see it all on social media. Look at Denzel Washington's wife. She should have did better than that. She knew she was walking down the red carpet with Denzel. He should have did something about it. The world is going crazy. You all see what I'm saying? Men and women are different. We live in a society, the world. Don't go according to the world. Go according to the Lord. When you go by the game plan of the Lord, and another thing, going back to the Garden of Eden, remember what I said. God brought one woman to Adam. He didn't bring multiple women to Adam. He knew Adam couldn't handle it. What make a man after Adam think he could love and do a woman, love a woman the same level? I'm telling you, sister, if you decide to get in a relationship with a man that's already got a woman, don't look to be number one. You may be number one, but don't look to be number one. Okay? If you decide that God, that's not God's design, even though some men did it, and every man that did it, they had problems, like I said earlier. Ain't this right, Sister Flo? They're going to be taxing on the mind. If a man have more than one woman, they're going to be taxing your mind. They're going to be taxing your emotions. They're going to be taxing your body. You're going to be real tired. And your pocket, you're going to get broke trying to make everybody happy. You think the grass is greener, brother? You think the grass is greener? It's never greener. When the grass is greener on the other side, what does that mean? It's more manure over there to make that grass look greener. Stay in your own yard. Did God bring a man to Adam? Why? Answer that question. Why did God not bring a man to Adam? God was laying down the foundation. Why did not God bring a man to Adam? If God did not bring a man to Adam, if God did not bring a whole bunch of women to Adam, what was God saying in his divine design? I want you and this woman. I don't want you wife and all these other women. And I definitely don't want you playing hokey pokey with a man. That's all I got to say. If you have a comment or a question, you need to go ahead and put wait and make your question or your statement. Other than that, you all can start getting some of this good soul food, pack it up and take it home and share it with some family members and friends. Sister Brenda said, in his design, a man is a part of a woman. Amen. So you go ahead and take this good soul food away and share it with other people, your family and some friends. And I'm glad that you made time for this, my brothers and sisters, and you took your time. You didn't have to do it, but I appreciate you all being here at the dinner table. Okay, I really appreciate that. I love you, brothers. I love you, sister. You all have a good night. Your brother Tony got to go get in the bed because he got to get up early in the morning, hit that road. I love you. I love you. I love you. Peace out.